Welcome. This is a presentation from DIY Marketing, where we say, yes, you can. Now, roll up your shirt sleeves and get out your elbow grease. You're going to learn how to become a dynamic DIY marketer.
Hi, this is Lauren Darr. I am coming to you from DIY Marketing, and I am here to talk about the difference between advertising and public relations. They tend to be something that is often confused because folks tend to think one is the same as the other and not realize what the differences are. And so that's what we're here to explain. Advertising is paid for placement, and that is the real key in the difference between advertising and public relations. Advertising is paid for. For example, it's a commercial on TV, it's a print ad in a newspaper or a magazine, or even other times it's pay-per-click advertising that you find on search engines like Google. And you'll notice that when you're on the search engine, you see them there at the top or even over on the side, and they have a different look to them from the things that are below from the organic searches. So those are actually paid for placement, and that is considered to be advertising. And in most cases with advertising, it's obvious that a company is promoting something, whether that's a product or a service or an organization or a brand. They're promoting something in particular to try and get you to have a call to action, which is either picking up the phone and calling or going to the store and purchasing. So with advertising, you can get as much repetition as you want on placement, and that depends on your budget and how much you want to spend. It's more of a blatant sales pitch, whereas public relations is a completely different animal, though some people confuse the two because they think, this medium has both. Well, PR is not paid for, as in the placement itself is not paid for. It is paid for sometimes in a roundabout way because you have a public relations firm or you have the cost of your time going into creating the promotion or the event that goes into getting the media to pay attention and cover whatever it is that you're putting out there. Generally, PR is typically more cost effective than advertising because depending on the advertising vehicle, it can be very expensive to pay for placement, especially with print, especially if you're going to do four-color advertising. So just as a general rule of thumb, public relations is considered to be more cost-effective than advertising. And another reason for that is because PR is considered to have more credibility because it's more along the lines of an editor or a producer creating a story around whatever it is that you're pitching to them. And so because they felt that whatever it is you're promoting is newsworthy, then it's considered to have more credibility and therefore also be more cost effective. However, with public relations, you have to realize you do not get the repetition that you would with advertising. It's more like a one-time hit. Although you may have a duplication across different media outlets, maybe a website or a newspaper and or a television station or network decides to cover whatever it is that you're promoting. But basically it's going to be a one-time hit with a surge right then and there. So that is one of the main differences also is that you do not get that repetition over a long period of time with public relations. And some of the media relations activities that you can use are press releases or events or promotions, or find an angle with your product or promotion of what's happening in the news right now so that it relates to whatever your product or promotion is that you're putting out there. One thing I do want to stress to you is that public relations is called relations for a reason. It's built on relationships. So the 80-20 rule kind of applies here. 20% of the editors that cover you will be giving you 80% of the exposure that you'll receive. So you really need to keep that in mind, honor those connections, and really build those relationships with editors and producers. But always, always ensure that whatever you're pitching has a true news or human interest hook to it. Otherwise, it is considered to be blatant that you're wanting to do a promotion. So those are some of the differences between advertising and public relations. I hope that clears some things up. That's a question that I get often in my field of work when it comes to marketing, and I hope this is helpful to you. Always email me or send me any questions if you have them, and thank you for joining us on DIY Marketing.
This has been a presentation of DIY Marketing. Thank you for joining us. Now get out there and market, because oh yes, you most certainly can.